everybody. I know the hat's dorky, but for some reason I put it on, so just live with it. But it is that time, Nightfall. Very popular request. Yeah, I guess a few people had her early on before the recall. I've gotta say, it was weird a couple of things, that she wasn't in the Dark Starter Pack, and two, that we had the Sea Shadow, which is an amazing looking vehicle, the Sea Shadow and the Dark Sea Shadow, before the actual pilot, if you will, you know? Like, you have Smash Hit, and you wait on Thump Truck. You have High Volt, you wait on the Shield Striker. You know, you can live with that, although I think they should always be simul-released, you know, or very, very close, like a week out type of a thing. But it was so weird with her because the vehicle came, and then for people that picked her up, it's almost like she's an afterthought, because it's like, oh, I love Sea Shadow. And if you're not just like on the super hype train, she kind of, I feel like, sort of got lost in the mix there. But I gotta tell you, I've been playing around with her here. She was a little short on cash, so I've gotten that taken care of. But I know Ethan, he had always wanted to see her base upgrades, so we're gonna crank that out. Mainly, the reason I'm doing this is just because I think this is like good Nightfall weather, you know, just like this suits Ghost Roaster, Undead, Dark Element. This is kind of like the ideal atmosphere for them, in my opinion. So I keep wanting to do Zook, and a while back I wanted to do Gilgrunt, but I think they need like fairly happier skies. So the reason we're up here, though, aside from me needing money, her secondary attack, you know, it's like this little burrow dash, you know, stealth sneaked. It's kind of like a hybrid between Stealth Elf and Terrapin, if you will. What I want to see is if she can pick up coins, which that would relate to the food items we can spawn as well. So I'm going to stand right here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The dash might expire before we get to the... Well, that blew that. The dash might expire. It will expire, I think, even before we get to the third coin here. But I want to see if we can pick up some of them. So I'm going to start right here, and we'll see if we get them. I think you do. Every time I seem to get one, it's like after the fact type of a deal. But there's the giant turkeys. Alright, let's see what we can do. Yeah, she's pulling it in before she's up, so it's just she pops up so... We're stuck. Okay, we're free. And she just pops up really fast. So, but I think she does at least start to pull it in, so in theory, if she were to stay down longer, I think we would pick it up. And usually, like with a Terrapin and a Dino Ring type of deal, that's like tied into the Soul Gem or something. And so it's nice to kind of see that. But what we're going to do her base upgrades here, of course. So let me get to my spreadsheet and my squeaky chair. And here she is. Alright. So handy hooks, it's her primary attack. She's got hooks on both ends. And she's got the combo, so typical 1-2 hold, wham, right? So, or the combo as we should call it with her. So, what are we doing damage-wise? 20, 20, 40? And you saw the 30 and the 60, so 1, 2, 3 combo. It'll be 20, 20, 40, or criticals of 30, 30, 60. That's pretty decent damage, especially since she gets that boost at the in there with a 40 to 60, so that's a cool deal. Ambush, I guess it kind of offsets that because it does no damage, but it's super cool, so I don't really care. Plus, again, it's offset because these are pretty decent numbers right there. That said, we're ready to go. We need 11,720 for base path and Soul Gem, and that's what we're gonna do. So we've got it covered now.
Any place that you go, I can reach and bring you the magical upgrades.
Sometimes I just like to listen to her. I've said it before, but she's always so happy, you know. Speaking of that, man, happy. Animal Crossing, finally. I've waited months for this day. Or is something Reese is paying extra for today. And man, I've got like, if you haven't visited my town, which I guess I haven't updated it either, but I have like the left beach completely full of ore. I've got like certain sections of my town dedicated to like holding amethyst and rubies. Up in front of town hall, I've got like sapphires and silver. I've got so much ore. It's gonna be amazing. I've got to get that done here before 4 a.m. That's when I have everything shut down there because I backdated. But Our first upgrade here is going to be our tertiary attack, and it is Whiplash for 400. Keep in mind, 20% discount by way of Tin Wing Sapphire. That is your max discount. So if my prices are a little different than what you're used to, keep that in mind. Press Y to unleash a strand of dark energy that whips enemies and knocks them into the air. Using Whiplash in the air knocks enemies down. Okay, I'm cool with that. So let's back our way out of there, and we're gonna whip 5, really? That's weird. Huh. 5 to 8. That's cool. Like, we haven't really had much like this. You can spam it, but it looks to be like one at a time. Maybe one starts to emerge as the other descends, type of a thing. But if we jump up, it's supposed to knock enemies down. So it's like stalactites and stalagmites. And oh, note she stays airborne with the primary attack. Friggin' sweet. Can I land the jump? Oh, it looks like we can. I can totally screenshot this and trick people. Okay, so that's cool. So again, just like Jetpack, I can kind of come in and just have some fun with this. So if we ever fight like elephants, we can get right up in their face with the 1, 2, 3. Anyway, let's try this again. The tertiary attacks what we want. So if you pay attention, it almost looks like it's the hook in this case, not necessarily the energy coming from the ground, but it also does 5 to 8. So Whiplash is 5 to 8, up or down. I'm just gonna put that, and if you're like, what is he talking about? You need to watch the video. So, pretty straightforward. Now, what can we jump and be? No, we can't. Alright.
Hello, Extremely.
Hello,
once again.
Extremely, my
So
love. Alright,
happy to
560
dance
for
with you,
split hook
even in
ends.
this time of
A lot
great
of her
turmoil and danger.
Her path names and upgrade names are kind of dorky. But I guess if you're like a cosmetologist, they're like right up your alley. But I still have chapter 25's bad experience, I think, making me a little grumpy. Ironically enough, a lot of you are saying you hated that too, but I'm being honest, I kind of enjoyed the other 2 chapters. It's just 25 did not sit well with me. That chick is annoying. But split hook ends for 560. New hooks. I hope they don't ruin them. Cause melee attacks to do more damage. I kind of like the way she looked. Okay, so it's basically like a double barb now. It kind of looks like she's a master gardener at this point in time. But it does still have that kind of like sinister cutting edge vibe. So let's see what we're doing now. 22. That's not much. So, okay. 22, let's go ahead and log this the same way. 22, 22, 33. And then criticals, we would have 33, 33, and what, 68? Oh yeah, I put 33 for some reason. So 22, 22, 45, my apologies. Thought I did something wrong. And then critical 33, 33, 68. Nothing super exciting, but hey, it did go up a little bit, so I'm okay with it.
Are you ready for a new magical upgrade?
Yeah, we are. Alright, so hair today, gone tomorrow. Do you see what they did there? Har instead of here. 720 with our discount. Damage enemies at the start of ambush and move faster during it. Okay, so at the start we'll damage enemies. Should be interesting. Move faster. I'd almost rather move farther or be able to like hold it. Let's see. I'm just gonna tap it. Well, I think the faster does kind of move you possibly further. It might actually just be faster. I don't know. I don't have a second Nightfall, but let's see. Okay, so 15 to 23. And it's interesting that we damage at the start but not at the finish, but I guess that makes sense Like if I was standing in front of you and I slapped you in the face and then I went underground and emerged behind you or to the side of you, I couldn't slap you from that distance. So, you know, that's the best way I can explain it. So 15 to 23 with faster movements. 15 to 23 at start. Faster movements. Alright, I don't really know what to call that aside from movements. You know? So that's what we'll stick with. Final one here of our base upgrades.
Are you ready for a new magical upgrade?
Even with my rambling. 960 for layered lunged. The first hook melee attack after an ambush is guaranteed to critically strike. I don't like these types of things. I really don't. I'm better off with critical hit as a chance. I would have preferred to have seen ambush goes farther, or another, even just taking the 20 handy hooks to the 22 split hooks on up to, you know, triple hooks that do 24, 24, 24, 50 or something like that, you know. I don't know, I just feel like these are really, if we want to do something simplistic, just give me a bump and critical hit, although I don't like critical hit. I would gladly have accepted a bump to armor or a bump to speed. I think speed would make sense with her, although she would probably benefit the most from the armor. Nonetheless, let's buy it and see what we get. I think I'm going to go ahead and actually change here today, gone tomorrow. I'm going to call it faster ambush. We need to stick to the terminology, I think. Alright, so Master Angler. Master the power of your sharp hooks, and Dreadhead. Master the use of dark energy attacks. We'll have to read, go back over upgrades and see which ones those are. I'm kind of interested in upgrading the ambush, if it'll like let us extend that or pull enemies in type of a thing. That would be pretty interesting. Although this path might be more straightforward and useful. We'll have to see. We'll evaluate it. But we just bought something. It was layered launch. So after we ambush, so basically what I had said earlier, I slap you at 15 to 23, I disappear underground, and now when I re-emerge and I progress towards you, I'm going to slap you, and if my slap has a chance of hurting a little bit or hurting a lot, when I've re-emerged from the ambush, every time I slap you, it's going to hurt a lot. So, I'm assuming it'll be the 15 to 23. Let's go ahead and burrow here and see. Alright, so we should have it. I don't assume it times out. Oh, 37. Hey. Okay. So we got 3 criticals there. I don't know what the 37 has to do with anything. I've never had a 37 with anything. Interesting. So, 1, 2. Okay, so that time we didn't have the 33s, we just had 23. Why is it 37 though? Like it ought to be 33, right? Type of a thing. So 37, well that was a 56. Why? So half of 37 would be 18.5, which would be 19. 37 to 56. I guess it's like its own special standalone deal. Let's see if we can get a 56. Yeah, so doesn't that then make it not critical? You know what I mean? Layered lunge, so crit after ambush, and then for whatever reason it's 37 to 56. Now, in my understanding, it should be, I mean, like where we're at right now, split hook ends 22, 22, 45, right? And the 45 is our finale, so we'd be working with 22s. So when she re-emerges and she guarantees a critical, it should be 33. Yet for some reason we're seeing a 37, which that would be like a, what? Where would that put it? 25, 24? Somewhere in there, you know, because 24 would be 36, 25 would be 38. So it's kind of, it seems to be its own standalone attack. And then interestingly, even though the 37 shows as a crit, that's what the exclamation mark is, we can sometimes get a critical on the crit of the 56 that you saw there. So I'm not going to complain because the damage is greater. I was expecting we would come in and do, you know, 1523 or 2233 type of a thing. So I'd say she's got a solid start here. And what we'll do here to round this base upgrade out, so I can go sell some ore to Reese and make a killing on that stuff.
Show me what you've got,
I'm gonna free up so much space too. So we're just gonna use primary attacks here. I won't knock him out of the arena because I want to showcase what. Man, this takes a long time compared to Elite Ghost Road for Skullmaster, doesn't it? Alright, so secondary attack. We'll just do our 1523, play around with them, get our crits, runs and repeat, time after time. You can have a lot of fun with her. She's very reminiscent of like Night Shift, in my opinion. And again, it's sort of like a hybrid Stealth Elf Terrafin type vibe, crossed with a little bit of Night Shift in there, I think. But she seems like she's got a lot of promise, I'll say that. Other thing we need to check out here, I'm going to do this guy entirely with the upward cut. Although that's going to take forever, isn't it? At 5 to 8. Let's see how long. So, oh yeah, they're totally incapacitated. I want to knock him up. Okay. Let's try to execute. Oh yeah, we're just adding insults to the tree. That's pretty good. If I quit watching him, yeah. Okay, so watch how slow he falls to the ground here. Now, when he stands up, I'm going to send him up, and then we're going to manually knock him down. You see that? So this is sort of how this thing works. It's really kind of more fun than anything. But, I will say this. If you were ever critically low, what you could do is simply do this, and the time they spend in the air, then you ambrush away. You could eat food, switch Skylanders, whatever you need to do. But it's kind of just more like, for me, a comically fun thing to do. The 5 to 8 damage is kind of disappointing. Like, I'll be honest, if I was standing across from Nightfall, and she summoned black, dark energy coming up from the ground that sends me, like, skyward, sort of like in a levitated trance, I would expect to die, not take, like, tickle damage, you know what I mean? So, he's still not dead, good lord. The dedication we have. Well, I assume he'll die. This is like the longest Agreeable has ever lived, I'm pretty sure. What? He just, like, fell in the crack. You saw that, right? We didn't kill him. He just, like, got up and was like, screw this, and he just disappeared. There's like some sort of a hole by the gumball machine. The Greeble dispenser, apparently, and he was like, I'm out of here. You know? He's like, I'm not even, I can't even. That's what the Greeble said today. So, all that effort for nothing, because he like, suicided, man. It's crazy. Why did he do that? I don't know. That's interesting stuff. But pretty hilarious stuff at that. Anyway, I'm gonna try to figure out which path to take for her. I think I'll then use Skylander Tutor and resit and take the other one and hopefully stage it to where I prefer the latter one the best. No guarantees, but pretty straightforward. She's a lot of fun, very interesting character, I have to say. So I know a lot of you are gonna be like, "Oh, you did Nightfall, you better do Splat." I will do that, but I think before we do. Probably anybody. I could do Slam Bam in the slide, I don't know. Boomer, perhaps. But I think probably what we're going to do is progress on with the blind playthrough. See what kind of a setting we have here at the Academy, and then kind of do our next cycle. But I will go ahead and wrap up Nightfall and stuff. So stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned a little something. And if you did enjoy, please like the video. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. You can follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter. Like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, Plus, wannaweasem.com is my personal website. SkylanderClub.com is the Skylander Club forum. Check it out if you like what you see there. Sign up. We'd love to have you join us. But for myself and the mysterious and dark Nightfall, and hard to find Nightfall, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you back here for more Skylanders research.